Hello and welcome to my channel, GreenLion Goddess Tarot. Oh, I love the whipbird. Beautiful sound. This is your daily reading for May the 7th, 2021. We are getting closer to the new moon in Taurus. There's quite a lot happening on that date of the 11th, planetary-wise. But we usually start feeling the influence that about 3, sometimes 4 days before. So we'll see if anything around that comes up. But let's just see what's coming through for the day. I want to give it one more. We do have Mr. Star here. Here he is. Hello. And, let's see if he wants to come and join the reading today. Okay, we have the Two of Wands, the Eight of Wands coming through. Some sort of news today, maybe. The Magician, what are you going to do with it? Could be around something, starting something new, leaving something behind. Six of Wands could be around relocating or moving in some way. The Moon, okay, so this is, potentially going to be a very highly intuitive decision that needs to be made. And at the base, we have the Queen of Swords, which is great because the moon can trigger some fears and confusions or some deeply held subconscious or deep emotional fears that can come up. So that's why the Queen of Swords is very, this is a fantastic Libran energy, and it's just very much saying, you can see her head is rising above those clouds of fear and doubt. She is getting your head in the right space, really, is the trick to the day, because I feel like there could be the opportunity to move into something that is going to move you forward. And so it's very much, however, whatever this is, I do feel like there's some kind of direct communication coming today. And it could be from somebody, like the Magician can be somebody that you don't necessarily trust as well. So it can be, what am I going to do with this? I need to find a place of greater peace. But it can also be an opportunity of starting and stepping into something, going, right, what am I going to do with this? So it's kind of interesting. I feel like there's something's going to shift and change, whether there's good news or disappointing news today. It's going to kind of shift you into a certain direction where you are definitely leaving one idea behind, or the need to understand the need to do that and taking up another idea. So it's kind of very interesting. It could be quite a swift change coming through as well with that Eight of Wands energy coming through. So, but it does end up with the Moon, which is that if this is something that it feels, if it's something big, it could feel like it could plunge you into those kind of almost Neptunian waters of, wow, of the unknown. That's what the Moon energy can do. And it could be issues around the home as well. So it could be looking at issues of moving house or some kind of movement within the home, or however that plays out, and looking at how you're feeling safe within a house. The Moon card is very much wanting to retreat into an area of safety, a home or a sense of self. So it's kind of interesting energies, because it's very much either way, no matter what comes at you today. The trick is that Queen of Swords energy. There's some kind of communication coming. And so whether it's good or bad or however you respond to it, it could just be very direct and blunt, and you're just kind of like, whoa, how am I going to process this? It's really about processing some information coming very directly to you. So the trick is to be like that Queen of Swords, to be very level-headed, clear-minded, very rational about this, not let any fears and doubts kind of niggle away at you, no matter what's happening. I just feel like you're either kind of jolted in one direction or another today. You kind of pushed one or the other, and you might have an idea. You might have had an expectation of, yes, this is happening and I'm expecting this kind of response. And it may be something different. It may not be. It may be exactly, like I said, what it is that you're wanting. And then the reality of it hits and it's like, boom. So either way, the Moon card is really about There could be some very deep emotions around some communication that comes through today. And it's about being able to pull yourself out of that mentally and to be able to navigate those areas of, I mean, it can be a challenging energy. This moon energy feels like I'm just really being pulled in a certain direction. I'm being pulled into that space, that deep space. And for some people, this can be like home base. I feel really at home here. And other people, it can be like, I feel really murky and yucky and I don't feel comfortable. So either way, it's really, I feel like it's kind of, I'm feeling it in my solar plexus. I'm feeling this real pull right in my gut, like right here around my belly, around personal power, and just this sense of really making sense of something, understanding something, letting something sit with you on a very deep level, the idea of something moving forward or something not moving forward. So it really is, a question of trust, stepping into that space. And what I'm getting is it's practice. It's practice. I do feel like there is a challenging kind of square happening of some sort. And I feel like it's because there's a lot of energy in Pisces and Neptune. Jupiter is about to step into that soon. And it's kind of like, and Pluto's doing its thing, going backwards, and it's retrograding. And so it's, with that Eight of Wands, Mercury is moving into Gemini. And so, communication, ideas can happen a lot faster. Things can move fast. And that's why it can be that moon energy can be like, depending on how you respond to change is kind of what that moon energy is a response to some sort of shift and change, whether it's good or bad or just a shift of perception or perspective. However it comes out, it feels like, if you're a fixed sign, got a lot of fixed energy in your sign, so it might be Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Taurus, it may be harder for you to kind of embrace this change, even if it is a positive change. But if you're like a cardinal sign, so it might be Aries, Capricorn, Cancer, and Libra, you might be like, I'm so ready to step into this. And the Queen of Swords is a Libran energy. So it is, and the mutables, well, the other signs like Sagittarius, Gemini, Virgo, and Pisces, we have this lovely Cancer energy here with the moon and a lot of Piscean energy. I think that will be kind of like you might just be finding yourself oscillating a little bit. But I mean, that's just, I don't think you can judge that just on your sun sign. You've kind of got to look at what other elements you have in your chart, but you might be more like pliable and movable. So it just depends. And it just really comes down to you. If you don't want to go down that path, it really depends on that. There could be a Libra around with that Queen of Swords who could be really getting or giving some very direct communication here, or showing you some clarity, helping you show clarity. Doesn't have to necessarily be so, but I just feel like some very clear information comes through to you and it's like almost like, whoa, you get hit by it and what do you do with that? So, the trick is finding that balance, finding the balance between those deep emotions and your mind, the rational mind. And the rational mind not listening to the thoughts is going to be key. So, either way, we're moving in a direction. It may not be what you expect. It may be. So it's one of those things you've got to kind of hold on to your prairie rugs and go with the change and go with the flow. So that is the energy for today. And we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me.